Assemble all the much-needed folks in medieval France to succeed in Orléans.
And today we're diving into a quick start tutorial for Orléans with its 2 expansions, Trade and Intrigue, and Invasion. We'll explain everything you need to know if you want to get started quickly and pick up the details and icons as you go along, in 15 minutes or less.
And hi everyone, it's Stella.
And Tarrant, and welcome to Meeple University.
And hey, if you enjoyed this video after watching, like, subscribe and comments, you know what to do. Alright, now let's get to the classroom.
In Orléans, players manage medieval societies in and around France's Loire Valley. Players will build up a personal bag of character tiles, draw them round by round, and use them in different combinations to take actions which will build their wealth and prestige. Whoever can gain the most points over 18 rounds will be the winner. Points are represented by the blue shield, and they come from 3 main sources, often in fairly even proportions. There are coins. Each coin you collect is worth 1 point. These can be gained and lost throughout the game. There are goods. There are 5 different types of goods, and these are worth between 1 and 5 points, depending on their type. Likewise, these can be gained and lost throughout the game. Finally, points are scored for gaining citizens, building your trading stations, and advancing on the development track. At game's end, you'll check your development level and score that many points for each trading station built and citizen collected. At setup, each player has a player board, broken into planning spaces and market spaces, as well as a set of trading stations, 5 coins, and a starting 4 character tiles in player colour, mixed up in a personal cloth bag. Make general supplies of the characters: farmers, boatmen, craftsmen, traders, knights, scholars and monks, as well as technology tiles. Remove some based on your player count, and stack them in their spaces of the board. Shuffle all the goods tiles face down, removing some at random based on your player count. Add 1 to each path space corresponding to your player count. Sort and place all the leftovers. All of these components are limited. Shuffle and place the event tiles, with the lighter coloured pilgrimage tile on top. Place a citizen tile on every space showing this outline. Place each player's merchant in the starting city of Orléans, and for each of these 7 tracks, place a marker on the starting space. When you advance on any track throughout the game, you immediately gain the benefit printed on or above the spaces you reach, including gaining a citizen if applicable. The exception to this rule is the Red Knights track, where advancements provide a passive benefit. Nearby, place the Beneficial Deeds board, again seeding it with citizens, and keep the level 1 and 2 place tiles unshuffled and nearby. Choose a first player and you're ready to play. The game plays in 18 rounds, and each round plays in 7 phases: Hourglass, Census, Followers, Planning, Actions, Event, and Start Player. Most player decisions occur during Planning and Actions. The other phases are brief and administrative. Phase 1 is Hourglass. Flip the next event tile, and this tells you what will be resolved in this round's Phase 6 event. Phase 2 is Census. The single player furthest ahead on the farmer's track gains 1 coin, and the single player furthest behind loses 1 coin. Loss of coin does not occur at 2 players, and in the case of a tie, nothing happens. Phase 3 is Followers. This phase is resolved simultaneously. Check your position on the Knight's track, and draw up to that many tiles from your bag to the market spaces on your player board. If there were already tiles there to start this phase, you may draw only as many as will fit. If you begin with character tiles on planning spaces, then each individual draw could be used to retrieve one back to a market space rather than draw one from a bag. Phase 4 is Planning. Players may now move any number of character tiles from their market spaces to matching coloured planning spaces. Only tiles which began this phase in the market spaces can be moved or rearranged. Any tile in a planning area from a previous round cannot be moved. This phase is mostly resolved simultaneously, but players declare the end of their planning phase in clockwise turn order, giving later players the chance to respond to earlier players' choices. Phase 5 is actions. This phase is resolved in turns in clockwise turn order. On your turn, choose a single place on your player board with all of its spaces filled with character tiles. Resolve the action for that location, then return all characters from that place to your bag. If you cannot or don't want to take an action on your turn, then you pass, and you cannot take any further actions this phase. Once all players have passed, the phase ends, and any character tiles still on planning spaces remain there until next round. Places in the green part of your board allow you to gain new character tiles to your bag and advance on the corresponding track. At the farmhouse, gain a farmer, advance and gain the goods from that column if available. In the village, you have 3 different options. You can gain a boatman to advance and gain the coins. Or you could gain a craftsman to advance and take a technology tile. At the end of the round, use this to permanently cover any one planning space, reducing the cost to use that place in future. There's a limit of 1 tile per place. Your very first one must cover a farmer, and you can never cover a monk space, nor a place requiring only 1 character. Finally, you could gain a trader to advance and then gain a new place tile from the supply, putting it beside your player board. This gives you a new action which only you can use. Your first place must be level 1, and all subsequents may be level 1 or 2, and you always have free choice among all unclaimed places in the supply. At the university, gain a scholar, advance and then gain the depicted books. Each book lets you advance 1 step on the development track. At the castle, gain a knight and advance, making your future follower phases more powerful. And at the monastery, gain a monk. There is no track. Monks count as wild in the planning phase, able to cover any other character's space. And some powerful places require monks specifically. In all cases, the supply of character tiles is limited, and once there are no more tokens to gain, you can no longer take that action, not even for the track advancement. The 3 actions at the top of your board interact with the map. Ship or wagon allow your merchant to traverse 1 waterway or road respectively. Collect 1 goods token from the path you travelled if there's one available. Guildhall allows you to build 1 trading station in your merchant's current city, as long as there is not already a trading station present. The exception is in Orléans, where each player may build 1 trading station. The town hall differs from other places in that you can resolve it whether it's completely full or not. When you do resolve it, move some or all of the tiles present there to matching empty spaces on the beneficial deeds board. Gain the benefit for the deed you placed, and if you fill the last slot of a deed, gain the citizen as well. Monks are not wild here, and you can never send your player colour starting tiles. This action lets you manage which tiles are in your bag, and gives you a way of converting gained tiles to points, since the tiles in your bag are worth nothing at the end of the game. The scriptorium is the only other standard place, and this gives you a way to gain a book. Meanwhile, place tiles provide some other ways to gain coins, books or goods, make exchanges, or some other special effects. Phase 6 is event, and all players now resolve the event which was revealed in Phase 1. Events are a mix of positive and negative effects, some providing ways to gain coins based on an objective, and others forcing you to pay or discard characters, coins, or goods. If you're ever unable to pay, you must discard something else from this list for each point of deficiency. Starting characters can never be lost. Phase 7 is to rotate first player 1 step clockwise. After 18 rounds, give this citizen tile to the player with the most trading stations. If tied, no one gets it. Now count up final scores. 1 point per coin, between 1 and 5 points for each of your goods, and points equal to your development level for each of your citizens gained and trading stations built. The player with the highest score wins, and if tied, furthest advanced on development breaks the tie. The Trade and Intrigue expansion adds 4 modular elements which can be combined with the base game. There are the new events used instead of the base ones, and you'll make a layered stack of 18 from this collection of 34 during setup. There's the new Beneficial Deeds board, which includes various different types of rewards and is used instead of the base one. There's the Intrigue module. Here the beneficial deeds are replaced with the more nefarious intrigue deeds. And when you place there, you'll get an action which more directly interferes with your opponents. When taken, opponents can bribe you in free negotiation for coins or goods to avoid the negative effect you're trying to impose. And finally, there's the orders. A display of 5 orders, each show a location and a number of goods. And in the actions phase, if you're in the right place and discard the depicted goods, you take the order for its points, replace the card, and pass immediately. The Invasion expansion is a little different, adding 6 scenarios, which sees players competing or cooperating in specific setups and stories. Prosperity is a competitive scenario where players have a carpenter for extra movement, structure cards to build for points, and a set sequence of events. Invasion is a cooperative scenario in which players must fill the city defense board with goods, coins, and more, build a ring of defensive trading stations around the map, and complete their own personal objectives before the end of the game. The Duel is a 2-player scenario in which the players fight to be the first to complete the 4 objectives. And for solo players, the Dignitary, Capital Liaison, and Travelling Salesman are solo scenarios where you try to meet various objectives within the time allowed. Both expansions also contain new place tiles which can be modularly added straight to the base set.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, maybe you'd like to watch this next one. Have a great day, bye!